Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Join us in our campaign and shenanigans as we explore the subterranean labyrinths, plunder hordes of treasure, battle legendary monsters. This podcast will be following our gaming group and the adventures of these characters, as well as a few guests from time to time. Join us as we start a new campaign and our journey to experience the best, and maybe the worst, in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok's story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Welcome back to Goblins of Conquest.
So while we're waiting for D&D to be on the loading character, because apparently it's like frozen halfway, we'll pick up where our missing paladin was when the group decided to head off without him, because he apparently doesn't trust any of y'all. And he went off to a secret rendezvous. Because remember that little magic book you have with the written in a language you don't have?
Yep.
Since you don't speak Draconic?
Yep.
Oh, I wonder if they have to do it. You actually know someone in the area who does jobs like translating things for evil creatures.
That's
So what is the name of this hag that you know that's out in the woods? And it can't be Hagrid.
Just because she's been annoying me today, Rain.
Oh, you know this is recorded, right?
Let's go without that, in case she listens.
Oh, let's see, here's your character sheet.
I'm kidding, I have a reasonably good relationship with my ex-wife. She just bugged me about something I have no control over.
What? You don't have control over everything?
Despite my better judgment, no, I don't.
Inconsistent. No. I feel icky.
You don't get nothing to say there.
No, it's gotta be either med related or dehydration.
Woman.
Water good.
I'm good with some water. But I started getting dizzy and nauseated earlier, and it got worse when I walked in the mall and the people from the perfume place were like,
Oh.
"Here, smell all this crap," and I'm
I
like,
hate that. I try
Like,
to avoid that.
I covered my nose when I walked by, and she's like, "Do you want?" I was like, "No."
The nice part is if you go to the other side, you get the perfume and
And
the pretzels together.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, when we walked in.
I was like,
Every
yeah.
time I walk by, I'll go, no, allergic.
Don't you dare spray
I
that
was
crap
like-
in this direction.
I'm really sensitive to smells. So I'm just waiting for the day that they catch me, like when I'm really bad and will vomit at smells. Because they're not gonna like that. I'll teach them to show.
But they'll never forget it.
Yeah.
You'll never have to worry about it again.
This is one of the freaking funniest things I've ever seen.
See, that's the response I'd have for, kids tormenting me about.
By the time it gets that bad, my sister's usually like, "Guys, really?" She's like,
And you can't continue watching.
It's a train wreck in slow motion. And yep, it's there.
Jeez.
don't warn him and just hit him with it. He'll stop.
Throwing it doesn't work.
But throwing up on them is.
Unless you're the one that has to bathe them.
That's why they make hoses. In December, hose. The combination of the two will work. They will never do it again.
Good point.
What's a little hypothermia between family?
I've always put it down.
Apparently I didn't measure. So simply, all you can do is unarmed strike. That sucks.
We were the only ones.
Nice.
Propality.
That was good.
I don't like the standing.
So when he became the boat.
Oh my god, my friends are like, those things smell like great as shit.
She's losing her mind.
Take it for what it is.
Yeah. An ally's grappled restrained within 5 feet of me. I cast Dimension Door. Can I take it with my ally with me? Jeremy Crawford said, Dimension Door lets you bring a willing creature to you. Nothing in the grappled and restrained condition stops that. So you can whisk them out of their grapple because it's magical.
Yeah. Big old
Right?
I always enjoy it, yeah. Any game system basically is like, That Ironclaw, same thing, was I'm going to make you mad because I'm going to wrestle this character now. We're going to have to deal with unarmed combat.
Yep.
Grappling in RPGs is like, I don't remember how these all.
Usually it's a pain in the ass in every RPG because the thing is, it's group based, so you don't want one person to grapple the monster. Now everybody gets free shots at the monster.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what it comes down to with grapple rules: is the how to not dig the 1 versus 5 guy. To which you reply with an army of kobold monks wanting to grapple all of you guys.
Your cousin has lost her mind.
And it just means that there's 5 monks for each of you grappling a different body part. Your character sheet should be coming
The next question: Can I use the goblin as a weapon?
As an improvised weapon, yes. So what is the name of the hag that you know out in the woods? You've read books, come on.
How swords in the past.
Magritte.
Magritte?
Yeah.
Because I want to use Hagrid.
It could have been Aggie.
Okay, so of course, the camera pans in with you trudging, you've got some dead rabbits or something as tribute, I'm assuming. Or maybe one of the kobolds that was mouthing off to you.
Thought we took care of that.
You have the babies and eggs. Yeah, there you go.
Let's not go. Let's not go.
We have eggs. We have to eat breakfast.
So of course, here you are going up to the tree home of the hag that you found out where she is. You've got the book that you need translated. So what kind of tribute are you bringing for her?
Collection of kobold eggs and leftover kobold meat.
Okay.
We should have enough of that.
Sure. Until the rest of the goblins go ravenous through the rest of it. So you go there and you knock on the door, have that horrible tense moment. It is a hag, by the way. You know she can end you if she wanted to, or worse, she can do something horrible to you from long distance.
Mail over to death.
So you get the "Come in, dearie," in the deepest female voice you've ever heard.
Alright, so I'll go in.
Okay, so you open the door, and immediately you see these, like, inside there's wind channels made of teeth and other creepy things. You see in the corner there's some human children in cages, very small cages, and tons of little hoodoo items, like roots that have been dried with some hair tied around them. And this horrible green skinned hag like pulls this bowl of like assorted bones and meat, and then she like reaches down and takes, obviously you see is a heart of a humanoid, and puts it on top of the bowl. And she just like kind of like comes looking at you like she already knew you were coming. Like, have a seat. She points and blood's just dripping off her hand from whatever she got this heart from, and she puts the bowl down in the middle of the table like a fruit assortment. What can I do for you?
I come seeking to have a book translated that I think is of importance to me.
Knowledge is the most expensive thing of all. Those who have it just need to know to charge the right price. So what are you needing translated?
I'll present her the book.
Okay, you put the book down, she kind of like, immediately it gets you, because you throw the book down with one of her blade fingers, she flips the book open, and you're just like, bloodstain on the book, do you mind? and she just like, as soon as you look down at her hand staining the book, she's looking right at you to see how you were reacting. And she's just like, interesting. And she just starts, continue, what else is it that you want? And she just like starts leafing through the book.
And what race is she?
She's a hag.
Okay.
It's
Literally.
basically think witch. Think Shakespeare's Three Witches. Yes, they're even scarier when there's three of them together, and then cast lots more magic.
She's asking, what else I want?
Yeah.
Are we discussing grand scheme of things, want, or immediate want?
Why can't they be both the same? It's not often a hobgoblin comes seeking knowledge and brings a book to my door.
For now, the information contained in the book is what I want.
I will trade you a thing for a thing. I will translate every page of this book for you. What language would you prefer? Are you sure it's a crude language?
Will it lose anything in the translation?
Not with me writing it will. So then there's something I would like.
Okay.
And she reaches over and she offers you a herbal concoction.
Wasn't it Conan that was stuck in that yurt bag?
He made love to the hag, and then she turned nasty.
As you see her tongue will snake out and start licking the blood off the page. It'd be amazing.
So she offers you a beverage,
I'll drink.
and she just is staring at the beverage until you pick it up.
I won't even hesitate. No, look at my
It
dice.
just tastes like some kind of herbal tea.
Okay.
But it seems to be no hooky thing going on about it.
This one.
And then she's like giving you the big one-eyed stare as you're drinking it, and she's like switching between watching you finish it and flipping through the pages. And as she leans across and pulls out a scribe's kit, basically a little briefcase style scribe's kit, and basically flips it open, and you see like all these mishmash writing implements, vellum, leather, different types of paper, and she just starts like choosing which one is the most appropriate for you.
Probably.
You think it's pork vellum, it's not.
The other book.
The other one.
And she pulls out it looks like a reasonable amount of paper to help translate what's written in the book. And she waits for you to finish you drinking your drink. And she's like, as soon as you finish, she just, would you like some more?
No, thank you. What is the price?
She then snatches your tea and immediately pulls out a little old nasty ratty cloth and does pumps your tea upside down. And then she starts looking at the tea leaves. And she looks at you and looks at the tea with one big eye. I'm going vibrant like yesterday. And I see that you're going on a trip soon.
She was named Anne Bonny.
Is this true?
Yes.
Where is it you journey to? I see it's a place with water.
The swamp.
Ah, the swamp. It's a very interesting place there. I see that you do not travel alone, you are alone now. How many companions or subordinates are you traveling with?
4.
She like eyeballs your holy symbol on your armor. So she pulls out a little quill and takes a small piece of paper, and immediately starts like doodling with her brush. The price to translate this book shan't be that expensive. I sense that we may have a helpful, beneficial relationship with one another. Do you think that's so? And then she dips her brush in her drink. She had some other colors. Starts swirling, and then she's drinking. Go do all the work for us. And then she's just waiting for your response. So she's looking right at you and like doodling without even looking at the paper.
Because a hobgoblin, hell no.
As anything, hell no.
But I need this translation, so yeah.
And then she takes the paper and starts to fold it, and then squeezes it, and some paint comes out. She pulls the portrait over, and then she slides the picture to you what looks like a very large snake, but with blue eyes. The price for this translation is the snake with the blue eyes.
Didn't feed that blue
Snake with blue eyes.
It will take me some time to translate this properly. If you would be so kind as to find out what this means and bring me the snake with blue eyes.
Normally I wouldn't ask, I'd just take liberty. Does the snake need to be alive?
She like slides the paper over and she starts to do it. As she pricks her finger with an old rusty fish hook and she just like patters some blood on the paper. And then she takes the paper and shakes it on the floor and getting excess blood off. And she puts the paper back there. Strangely enough, the black blood that she dripped all over the paper, there seems to be like 9 little biceps through the snake. Apparently, you need to bring it back in 9 pieces. 9 pieces. Is this something I can trust a powerful hobgoblin of strength and renown to do?
Otherwise, yeah.
You just pull off 8 scales.
I don't understand
You could have the clerics.
And pretty much as she's waiting for you to answer, you see her and her paper start to translate the title of the book immediately. She's just looking at you all.
I'll get it.
Good. And she like tries to give you a comforting pat on your hand, like a really scary grandmother. As she slides the bowl of assorted meat products to your direction.
I'll pass.
Are you sure you do not need sustenance for the journey ahead?
I'll be fine. Stressful by nature, and it's a hag.
Very well. Take this page with you, so you may recognize the blue-eyed serpent when you see it.
to be hard to miss.
As she's getting to it, and you see her as she's writing it, she reaches over and grabs the heart, just bites into it like an apple, just splatters blood all over the page. She's doing it for you.
As long as I can read it.
Would you like some more tea for the trip?
No. I'll make my exits then.
Okay, and she basically, and for the first time, she throws your name out. And make sure you mind the green fog. No, the yellow fog.
Don't eat the yellow fog.
Get on my head.
As you basically are walking out and having EBGBs, as you just hear, hey, one of the children walked up in there. As she's like, cool.
Almost.
Immediately goes over the boiling water and makes a poached egg. Okay. So you have the picture of the blue-eyed serpent. Kind of makes no sense at the moment, but you're pretty much sure it'll make sense eventually. So you've got one of the wolf riding mounts.
I do.
Do you?
Sure.
Is that how you want to catching up with the group?
I will take that.
Okay. So of course, screen swipe to there's this horrible scene where our death cleric is looming over the dead corpse of the priest of Pagalore.
As opposed to the live corpse.
Hey, never dissuade what she can do with the corpse.
Death cleric.
Fair enough.
She's reading the intros.
As you are sensing that when you're scrying the entrails,
You have my head now.
go ahead and give me an Arcana roll.
My God, really?
As you pull out the dehydrated entrails and slide them on the ground.
18.
18 total? Mm-hmm. You basically are looking at the entrails and you're like, interesting, poking them with a stick and spreading them out with your picture.
But she now knows what he had for lunch.
But you do realize, because your religious tithing as it is a little rejected of Burgediek, the goblin god who's known as the Peacekeeper. Which is a horrible title because the only reason it's called the Peacekeeper is because his concept is all goblins should work together against every non-goblin in the galaxy.
Peacekeeper.
Yeah.
I thought he held pieces
And one word haunts your little divination of the peaceable lands. Which, of course, with your religious background, you realize that peaceful lands isn't really a peaceful place. It's basically a war camp. Go ahead and do religion as well. As you're just like battling incoherently as you're reading these attestments.
17.
Okay, you do know that the peaceful lands is his level in the nine levels of hell. That's his domain where he fights the orcs. Because, of course, orcs and elves, you guys hate them. So you know that the peaceable lands are what they call his partial of hell. Where he basically, it's a giant military camp, because, that's what he does. Is train goblins to be a giant army and take over the world. But you sense that you will be setting foot on the peaceable lands.
Okay.
Or maybe it was once the peaceful lands before it became a place in hell.
We're all going down.
Or hell on earth. It could have been it could have been the goblin version of that before it became a part of religion. It could be that there was a place before there was the afterlife place. And meanwhile, there's like 12 terrified people tied up on the side of the road watching you read the cleric's entrails. Do you remember those pilgrims? And you guys have got them all secured and locked down. Your 3 mercenaries that you've recruited. Minus the one that escaped through the bushes. As just about you guys are making some kind of dinner. What are the goblins making for dinner?
Dirt and sticks. I'm not making dinner.
As the goblin is feeding dirt and sticks to the prisoners.
Wow.
You hear the plodding footsteps of a riding wolf coming up with your paladin in tow.
It's just about that time that the tide moves over. You can eat this point at the entrance.
Oh, I'm done with them. Go ahead.
They are already dehydrated. Kind of like beef jerky.
Yeah. So when you're coming up, you see they've got about 12 pilgrims on their knees on the side of the road tied up. A wagon with, the tow animals. They've got 3 humans on horseback that seem to be taking Ty's direction for good reason.
Okay.
Give me a history roll. No.
I was assuming I'd have an advantage too because of their kilt.
No.
12.
12? They've got some kind of uniform armband you recognize must be some kind of not national symbol, but some kind of mercenary band symbol.
What were their names?
I think we only named one of them. So we had Vess. He was the talkative guy who was like, yeah, boss, you got it.
VESS.
VES.
Okay.
Then we've got Kron. He's the quiet guy who looks like he's got a big old scar over his eyes. He's kind of rogue-like. And then we've got Dak. And they're pretty much, they seem to be toeing the line and taking whatever cues they can from these two. And trying to avoid these two little malicious guys. They're avoiding the goblins and sticking around the bugbear that's terrifying and the hobgoblin that's absolutely terrifying. And they seem to be avoiding eye contact with what's going on the ground. With the whole trident entrails.
Was there any food with these pilgrims?
The pilgrims actually do have bread and water in the wagon.
Okay.
It didn't give me
The weapons.
What's your sandwich?
Sounds good.
So both your weapons are going to be +5, which is your dex +2. That's these right here.
Didn't we kill like one of their animals?
Yeah, you killed one of the oxen.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. And like,
Actually, I think that didn't you offer to cook the oxen last time?
yeah.
Or maybe I was thinking it.
I think you're probably thinking, the other thing I was going to say, like the wanderer, I can afford food for 5 people in general, but
If we've already got the oxen.
yeah, we got the oxen. Yeah, that's good things.
Yeah, we were talking about butchering the oxen.
Killing the other one.
Well, no, we already killed the one.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty big and should be sufficient.
That's to feed a bugbear per day.
Right. And he's
So-
going to work on the entrance.
I'm going to take
He's
some of the bread and water over to these two first if they want it, and her, and then give the rest to the mercenaries for now.
Okay. Immediately, you notice they like start stuffing their tunic with the extra bread just to make sure they've got food.
And this is a region that is usually traveled by people like these mercenaries, or
This is a civilized road, so
okay. I'm gonna
if
go
you
over.
stay on the highway for much longer, someone could come, passing by.
I'm going to go over to the priest
Okay.
and take his head and continue to twist it until it separates from the body.
Okay.
Nutty.
And then I'm going to go get
desiccated.
a reed or some, a stick, and then just mount it on the side of the road.
You could even take his quarterstaff. Walking stick.
That's true. Yeah, I do have the quarterstaff, but is it?
No, I meant the,
Well, yeah,
cleric,
yes.
the priests.
Is it magical or?
No, it's just a wooden stick.
That's true. I could use this quarterstaff. I'll use that.
Okay, so you just plant it in the ground, stick the head on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
take that extra moment to adjust it so it looks proper.
Right. Well, and then we can go down the road a little ways and put a different arm or hand.
Turn that with a finger.
The wizard is getting a little gory here. So you're prodding up about this point,
Okay.
yeah? As soon as the camera sees the bugbear slam the head down and then right past the head as you coming down the road.
Nice of you to join us.
You had it taken care of.
Well, you did send them ahead, you know.
No, I'm assuming he has a holy symbol.
The holy man? You don't think you see because someone already took it. He's wearing, ratty robes that seem to be all pilgrim-like. Someone already pocketed the holy symbol. She's still going to play off that she declared payload.
I'll go with the
Casting
I'll
death.
kobold my pipe.
So what do you guys do now that you're all grouped back up?
The stats.
Armor's there. There you
Oh, I'm just special, that's all.
go. Okay. So the goblin is, the goblin rogue is busy with herself with her little mouse, who's now burrowing through a loaf of bread.
Is it plus stuff?
Huh?
Is it plus stuff?
Well, it's going to be plus your damage.
Oh, duh. I'm sorry.
So you're plus 5 to attack and plus 3 for damage. Pretty much it's the exact same for all of them, whether it's the short bow or the
Okay, so plus 5 for attack.
plus 3 damage. So you guys basically, do you want to camp out overnight on the side of the road here, or do you guys want to move on? And then comes the question of what are you going to do with your prisoners and your mercenaries? We're also kind of prisoners.
We were headed to some pyramid, right?
Mm-hmm.
The temple in the swamp.
Yep, the temple that used to be in this beautiful plains, which is now a swamp.
Well, and if we let them go, they're going to warn somebody if they live. If we take them with us,
Yeah, we don't want to.
I was gonna say, was that ever really an option?
And you guys are discussing this amongst yourselves openly and loudly, or privately?
I was just.
I'm not going to quiet down.
Yeah, we're gonna speak loud and speak proud.
Okay, so of course the mercenaries are kind of fidgety at this talk that we're not taking it with us. The hostages are definitely getting fidgety.
Yeah, I see.
So what did you guys plan?
We could always leave the hostages in the care of the mercenaries and just let them decide. And we can be on our line. Unless we got what we want.
She's not smart.
you letting my pets go?
We don't need the extra baggage right now. And I really don't feel like
Not baggage.
Just because you fit in a bag.
you're in a tree. I don't see you at the moment.
Yeah. If we're gonna let the mercenaries go, let's not let them have the horses as well.
Oh, good point.
Because we already lost one because he still had his horse.
Good point.
So
Very good point.
They're going to go back and tell them.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's gonna take them a good long time. to
Yeah,
do it.
so at least slow the rest of them down. Like one of them we need to try to hunt them down.
We
Probably.
take out the pack animals.
Remember, he left you guys in the dirt.
Yeah. I can try to track them down,
No,
but that might be too much of
not
a too much of
So leave them all at the side of the road. And
Really?
go on our way.
I'm just stepping out of character. What is your line?
No, wait, I have a reason for it.
She's got that smile. I think when she says leave them by the side of the road, she doesn't mean what we think she did.
Pickled humans feet.
I always wanted to write that.
I love
What
it.
do we have pickling?
Not with you.
I've got a bag.
And when he says
we
pickle,
have-
he
we
means
have to
ferment.
Have you tasted his cookie?
Yeah, it's palatable.
It's a Goblin Ranger at that. So.
I think
It's a little gamey at times.
I enjoy it. It's how I like it.
So what is the general plan?
What's your response?
As the three mercenaries are sticking to themselves.
We take the hands. We leave them their feet. They can just walk back with no hands.
What do you think?
Do we need the hands for the thing?
For
She always uses hands.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would just put them
How
on
many
necklace.
are
That's 12.
There's
12 hands or 12 people?
12 peasants, basically pilgrims,
We can take
and
their tongues. Oh.
Well, and their hands.
Their hands.
Tongues dehydrate better for necklaces.
Very, very good point. Very good point. And we're speaking in goblin, so they don't know.
oh, okay.
Okay, yes.
Okay, that's what I meant by talking out loud and proud. Okay, so
We reverted automatically to goblin because we're not
Okay,
going to
so-
speak in common,
so the pilgrims aren't panicked as much as they should be right now.
Right.
But they're panicking that we're all talking and maybe pointing their way at times.
And you're like,
Then reach up a foot and going.
okay, so
we're just laughing our butts
As the
off.
pilgrims are like
We know we're causing
sobbing
panic.
through the night, they all fall asleep trying to clump together as much as they can.
Exhausted.
So is anyone keeping an eye on them, or are you just leaving the mercenaries to do that?
Well, they're all tied up together.
Yeah.
And
The mercenaries?
The pilgrims.
So we're ready to do
although the mercenaries being tied up might not be a bad idea as well.
We trust you, really.
No, we
We
don't.
saw your friend.
Trusting in Goblin
And-
Society. That
And as you
sounds
say
bad.
that, give me a perception roll. Especially since it's
13.
13. Okay, so you see the one.
I apologize. 15.
Okay, so as you look over and you do this double glance in darkness, when you say we should tie the guards up, you notice one of the guards visibly stiffens and then proceeds to take his dagger and slide it into his boot. In direct response to your phrase,
Yeah.
thinking that he speaks Goblin. He's the quiet one of the three. But he's immediately when you say tie them up, he takes the dagger and tries to nonchalantly slide it into his boot.
Just out of curiosity, what languages do you speak?
I think it's Goblin, human, and that's it. Or common, I should say.
Common?
And the archaeology gave me two, I thought.
Oh, that's true.
But they were Draconic was one of them was
You went with the abyssal.
Thank you for speaking Bizzle.
We can talk demon tongue together.
I'm going to let him know.
That's going to be the secret Hobgoblin language.
I'm going to let him know what I just saw about the knife going into the boot. In Abyssal.
Okay.
Or
Now all of you guys are like, oh, now we're left out of the conversation?
that's easy enough. That means he's gonna let us sign off. And once he's tied up, we can pull the knife out of the boot.
Good idea.
By the way, I'm okay with letting them go. I'm okay with removing their hands. I don't think it's quite enough to let them know that we're here. So they're sure that we're here.
What do you suggest?
As they talk with this
Scarification.
horrible tongue.
Scarification.
I like where you're going with this. We should. I agree.
This is the bloody red hand.
Yes. I agree. Let's make that happen.
Leave time up. Oh yeah, I don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah. You're just like, you better not take my dinner from me. Okay.
Sandwiches.
So what is your plan once you guys finish plotting and do what prep work you have to?
Okay. So the
You can always cut their Achilles.
Okay, so the hostage is already tied up.
Hostages are all tied up.
It's gonna take
inside
forever.
the-
Call the mercenaries over.
Okay, you gesture to them, and they're impressed with your stature and your armor. They like come and they stand at attention.
Well, it's still the we could leave the hands off if
It's true. They're less likely to die probably from that.
we could start that.
But they're less likely to. But if we just cut the Achilles tendon, you don't get as much food.
True.
Or you cut the Achilles tendon off and you make friendship bracelets.
Friendship bracelets are hard to eat.
Also, we're
I'm concerned about the bugbear eating everything inside.
But for good cause.
It's a bugbear.
Some people already talked about some of the goblins that were missing. So of course they're standing at attention, waiting.
So they're still wearing their armbands?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously laid out. No intention.
So I'll let them know the plan.
What is the plan?
We'll spend the night, and obviously their loyalties split. So trusting them at this point is not really an option.
We said to the bugbear that we would serve his cause if he spared our lives.
I'm good.
I'm tapping my arm.
Literally, I'm
And as you eye the armbands and the cleric's tapping her wicked stick that's got dried entrails on the tip of it on her arm, they all kind of like give a passing glance to their arm when they're showing the colors. And of course, you know, that's the first one to immediately he pulls his dagger out, slides it under, cuts the bandana off, and immediately goes over and throws his colors in the fire.
I say in business, okay, he's a keeper.
The other two kind of watch him do that, and they give him the double look, like seriously, and he just gives them the nod, and they immediately start untying theirs and throwing in the fire as well.
Oh, quandaries.
I think until we can rely on your loyalties, we will tell you what.
When the obvious doesn't have to be pointed out.
As long as you swear an oath you won't kill us when we're tied up.
Oh, we won't kill you.
Okay, so he kind of gestures to the guys, and they like stick their hands out.
So, tied.
Okay.
One's tied to hold a knife out of the boot.
The one guy gives this sour look, and the both guys give him a look like seriously. Because he just like shrugs, knocking them like, yeah. I'm assuming you're disarming them completely, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll
Take the knife and leave the sword.
But here's the thing, is that we know that he speaks Goblin. So I think to say something in Goblin to him, it makes him a little wide-eyed would be good.
Just let them, it's important to listen in.
And do you say that in Goblin?
Yes.
Okay, so immediately he gets like all big-eyed, like, hopefully my hand. And basically the guys kind of like pull their cloaks as much as they can over themselves to stay warm. They sit with their backs to each other.
But I say, that could be a boon in your favor.
To the one that knows Goblin.
In God.
And he just kind of gives you the non-committal, not as in, yes. So, like slight little chagrin smile, you know. And next time you shouldn't wreck it so quickly. So you guys do anything once you have them all tied up?
What do you think that your
Murder them.
what do you think your arsenal did? The piss out that ran out.
Oh, you asked him that? And Gus basically just, if anything, he probably deserted the company and ran back to his village. He's cried about missing his new wife and afraid that some of his local townsfolk would take advantage of him not being home with her. I mean, insight roll.
17.
You think he's not saying everything?
What would you do with the prisoners?
Well, I mean, prisoners can be bartered and sold as either slaves or sold back to their people.
I could barter and sell them, you're saying?
You could find a purchaser of them. Further north of the coastline, then the slaves are a precious commodity.
Feed the trade.
And that's what you would do?
I personally wouldn't waste my time with it because they'd be more work than they would be worth. Because having to feed them and travel with them on foot would be a snail's pace.
Yeah.
We could feed the tree.
So we went back to his village, huh?
Most likely that's where he probably would have went.
What else?
And as soon as you say that, he's
Go on.
He would be a fool to try to go back to our company and tell anyone. We're 2 days ride from here.
Just 2 days.
You don't need an inside roll. This is part of that 17-year-old. You're getting that he's kind of maybe the
Coming up
second
more
part
of
is
the level.
more of the level.
And what would your captain do?
Well, of course, my captain would mobilize our cavalry and come chase us all down and kill this whole group. And he kind of looks and realizes maybe I shouldn't have said this at Bradley.
Obviously, that's what you'd want.
How many?
I simply want to make money. I mean, I don't. And you're getting that he's telling you the truth about he's strictly
Where
for
is-
cash.
And I'm kind of gazing at him, but also looking at his buddies when he's saying this part.
Okay, go ahead and give me an inside roll for that.
19.
You're getting the distinct impression that they want him to shut the fuck up because they were counting on Buddy going for help to send reinforcements. To just bide the time.
2 days ride on horseback means it's not going to be a 2 day ride.
Are you saying that? He basically, it would be at best 4 days. And he was going the wrong direction as it was, so he would have to find a place to double back from the forest. So, and he basically, you see, just muses over that. It would probably be at least 6 days before reinforcements could arrive. Surely it will be long gone by then.
Surely.
How many are in this company?
Our company is 400 strong.
Still telling
He still seems to be telling the truth. He
Why-
sucks at lying, so he at this point has realized deception's not the way to go.
Why are you in the area?
We get paid to patrol the way. The local merchants tip us in wares and look the other way when we choose to increase that tip. From
I
time to
thought
time.
you were delivering a dowry.
Both of you guys give me a zero.
As I kind of bring my finger up to my
16.
11.
Okay, you drop that, and he basically gives this non-committal shrug that, yes, we do deliver parcels as well.
This will be a little more than a parcel. Alerting that your captain was prepared to take a ride.
Well, it's information is known to be a parcel, but yes, that's true as well.
So this is a bigger spit in the eye because we took their, this special entourage.
Did you clue him in on that? He doesn't know about any of that.
I'm just telling him.
Yeah.
So your captain's going to be a little more pissed off than normal.
He would probably be losing his mind at this point.
What specifically is the parcel?
Do you ask that?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we just said it for fun.
Okay.
Enlighten my friend. I
And
use the term loosely.
he basically,
Okay.
we were coming to deliver some gold as well as a note of promise for a dowry for my commander for his bride-to-be. Unfortunately, the coin was in the horse that escaped. He would have eaten the horse.
And the promissory note.
And he kind of like does this look both ways, and he gestures that he's tied up and can't get it for you right now.
You have to tell me where.
It would be. It's tucked in my armor. Gestures with his hands again. Like, come on, throw in your bone, man.
I bring forth the dagger and then I hold his hands up roughly and then start hacking at it. Considering all the information you've shared with us, I think that this wouldn't weigh well with your captain.
I'm pretty sure that helping you out as I have, I've probably given myself a death sentence if anyone finds out. And he kind of does the double take, looking at the guys next to him.
And considering how much his partners have spoken to, and I wink at you as I say that.
And then the quiet guy with the boot and the dagger, because he's just like, I don't know.
Oh, you talk to no end.
And
Everything we just found out you and your buddy said.
the captain kind of smirks at that. He's just like, okay. This. And as soon as you cut him loose, he immediately reaches into his armor plate and pulls out this very fine note that's got a seal on it, and he's just like, it's yours.
Okay, I'll crack it open and read it.
Okay, it's basically just the captain is promising protection to this village, and he promises that he'll station a group of soldiers there to protect the village in exchange for his number 2 daughter, yada yada. And that as long as her, she is intact, as the old contracts go, and her virtue is unbesmirched, that and there'll also be a pittance of 100 gold coins a year given to him as well for the first 5 years of their marriage. And of course, if he leaves her, he'll leave 50 gold a year afterwards.
What's the captain's name?
The captain you're working with is Vex. You mean his commander. His commander's name, you get this beautiful Hogarth. The Bold. And it's just beautiful script. It's very beautifully scripted. You can see it's all, sides and letters are hand scroll work. And it's got it looks like his banner written on it, his little crest.
Nice.
Which you recognize before they burned their bandanas. They had that embroidered on them.
Terrible. Okay, I think we could use this. You have a message?
Don't think so.
You have to know.
Till tomorrow.
I think that he's smart enough to
They do
understand
not
that
have message.
maybe spell. Right?
Type knows that there's a spell for communications,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay.
So,
But we get it tomorrow morning.
I won't have it. No, I don't have it yet.
Oh, remember, you're a divine caster. Each day you pick from your list.
Yeah.
I don't have it on my list.
Oh, it's probably a druid thing, not a cleric thing.
No, it is.
No, it's a cleric thing too, but I didn't pick it.
No, you can pray for it.
No, each morning you can pick off the level 1 list. You just have a limited number you can pick off the list. And then the more even limited is
See, and here
I'll see cleric on the message. Or I'll see message on the cleric list.
I have. I know that there are other games where the clerics are using it. So.
So you just give the bugbear wizard crap. If you don't know my magic, stick to your books and your formula.
Read your books to it.
Faith is my shtick. So of course, and once he's untied, he kind of like pulls his cloak and gets comfortable. Stays with the guys, but he's like, just doing the whole grabbing his wrists, getting the blood flow back.
I think it's extending third level. So we get it at the
So he looks at the both of you and basically says, "If I may be so bold to inquire, what is the mission?"
Don't tell the humans we're collecting their heads.
Hands.
She wants the hands.
They can live without their hands.
They don't want to.
That's probably a good decree. We can start sending out the goblin patrols to gather hands.
I like it.
Because if it were fingers, they could do, if they were smart enough, they could figure out that they could cut all the fingers off.
You're cashing for extra fingers. No, it's not a pinky. It's an index finger of a half.
We haven't decided.
So you basically don't give them an answer what the mission is?
Some of your information may have changed the plans.
And he basically looks down at his belt pouch. He's got a little tobacco bag, and he gestures, do you mind if he lights up? He packs his, pipe, goes over to the fire, grabs some fire, lights the pipe, pops on a bit. Might as well be comfortable.
Once the ox is ready, then I'm going to share it with me.
Okay.
I'm going to get light.
Indivisible, let's discuss with her sending the mercenaries with the hostages to the tree.
Absolutely.
And then,
Big trust.
sort of.
But I don't know what you're saying.
They're keeping you out of the conversation. They're like, you can't trust that bugbear. Okay, so you...
I'll just, after...
If we already left instructions that we would be sending hostages back for the tree. So they're be on alert for when.
So how are you going?
We can send like a pass or a note for the three.
Some kind of symbol,
right?
Yeah. And of course, you're going to use sending to send them a message that they're to expect them, and they'll let us know.
She doesn't get it until.
Oh.
Yeah, but you said it in Bizzle, so neither did they.
Is that when we tell them that the goblins are expecting them, and if they're not there within the given time frame, they're going to let us know.
Oh, that's a good point.
So are you saying that later in Goblin? Because remember, nobody in those three guys speak a Bizzle.
No, I'm basically we're going to tell them that we're sending the home front a message through sending.
Through your magic, we will be sending the message ahead so they know to expect you.
And well, if they don't arrive, they're going to send us a message back.
Okay.
And then
I could send a message up to 120 feet if I had the spell. We're well past 120 feet.
Okay, but basically you're bluffing?
Yep.
So go ahead and give me a deception roll.
Deception 20. Dirty.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so you play it off that, you have this conversation with her, easily being overheard, and they're getting the idea that he's just smoking his pipe and watching you guys and listening. And he's like just nodding along as he's offering his pipe to the guys because they're in a shit situation. This is one of those just bend over and take it. After all, he's just here for money. Okay?
How much money do we have on us? We could give them a little bit of pay.
Wow.
Well, they can return to pick up that.
Oh, good point. See, I've only got 35 gold on
Only 35 gold. You mean a month's salary for a soldier? Okay, so basically they nod off in the middle of the night. You hear the sobbings of the pilgrims tied up crying overnight. The bugbears fed the mercenaries, which they actually appreciated that, by the way. Meat was a little raw for human standards.
The goblin's like, that.
Right.
So do you feed the pilgrims any?
Yes, because I need them strong for the tree.
Okay. So they begrudgingly eat.
They only get half portions.
I think he's talking about the slaves. Going to the tree. Okay, so morning sun comes up. You guys are like, the humans are like, hey, the sun's up. And you're hearing like murmurs of, hey, Lord, we praise the sunrise, we're still alive. This little old grandmother who you see like secretly tied up pulls out her little pale of sunset.
I'll take it.
And as you rip it off her neck, the cord breaks, and she just gives you this look like, no!
In the priest's mouth.
In the head.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just hear this like chain of sobbing starting up, and of course, like one of the younger women are diving on top of the old lady, so you don't kill the old lady.
That's
Too
quite
evil.
No.
I've never been evil enough.
Yes.
I keep telling it again.
Explain that they're not alive because of people.
What? No chaotic evil corpses found in the morning?
No. I'm talking about our other group is like constantly goes like, you don't understand what a really evil campaign is.
Yeah.
They're worried about being evil.
It's not just going into a village and ransacking it. No.
No, it's burning their mill and their silos so they starve over the winter, but when you come back next time.
Because killing bandits.
If Paylor cared,
Wow.
would you be here?
Ooh, and of course people are sobbing at that. So, and mercenary captain, asks permission in the morning if you can untie them.
He has instructions on what to do and come to us for his payment.
Okay, so what is he supposed to do?
Deliver them and the note to
My friend, or my
Your acolyte?
my acolyte.
Okay.
and then return to us to receive payment.
Where will you be?
We should be
Okay, are you giving him the general direction and say follow the signs?
follow the desecrated corpses.
Okay.
I'll give you the general direction.
Okay.
The severed hands are pointing the way.
Oh,
That's
the
what
hands
we
nailed
need
to trees.
Oh, that's.
Speaking of
You know what the
And
moral
they're
part
like this. They're like.
is? You know what the really moral part is? I love that idea.
Okay,
I was only
show more hands here. I'm gonna bring the light with the log from the fire. We're gonna cauterize these hands.
Spare dying is a cantrip, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It is actually. I have mending as well, but I don't think that'll work as well.
It's still a living thing at this point. So are you gonna cut off some of the hands? And that is a good place to wrap it up there.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.
Hello, this is Eric.
And Wendy Strock with Stone Valley Hobby and Games.
We sell board games, card games, role-playing games, and supplies. We have thousands of Magic the Gathering cards available, carry Kickstarter products, and work with veteran-owned small businesses to bring you our own line of products.
We are a small business retailer, but we offer competitive prices, a loyalty system, and free shipping on orders over $100.
As a military veteran myself, I'm a strong supporter of our armed forces, their families, and contractors out there doing the hard job. So any order from an AA, AE, or EP address will be shipped absolutely free.
Remember, StoneValleyGames.com, where we take your leisure seriously.